Hey again, everyone. It is the next day after arriving to Manila, and it's 2 a.m. Man, I'm gonna have to disagree with Taylor Swift when she said jet lag is a choice during the 2024 Super Bowl, but I get it. Choosing to travel to a place that is 13 hours ahead also means I'm indirectly choosing the consequence of jet lag. So please don't cancel me for disagreeing with her. It's just, well, it's not fun. But what I have chosen is to make the most out of my trip and fully immersing myself in experiencing Bonifacio Global City, or BGC. I decided to make breakfast of eggs, spam, and rice that I got from Landers yesterday. So after tidying up a bit in the kitchen, I boiled some rice in the rice cooker. Then, not too long later, I headed over to the top floor of Uptown Mall for some pandesal from a nearby bakery called Pan de Manila. I found out from a quick Google search of the area that the Pan de Manila is open 24 hours, but they don't sell pandesal until 5 a.m. Thank you po. I have been anticipating fresh pandesal and I was so excited for it. And as I walked back to the condo along such a beautifully lit path, I was smelling the warm, fresh bread and how super reasonably priced it was. I got 10 big pieces for 90 pesos, which was like $1.50. Where I live, it cost close to $1 for just one, and it's not even fresh. These little simple pleasures are what I truly appreciate the most every time I come here. After a super satisfying Filipino style breakfast, I was ready to tackle the day and I headed out to explore the area. Now, I'm really looking forward to going into that mall, Mitsukoshi Mall, in front of my building, but it doesn't open until 11 a.m. during the holidays, so we'll have to check that out a bit later. I strolled down Ninth Avenue alongside Uptown Parade, which was right behind my condo building. There were a bunch of restaurants here and what seemed like food trucks also. Oh, and look, a Starbucks. And of course, I had to go in. I got a mug and a couple of hot drinks. I've read on the news this year that Starbucks had been struggling in the US for a while now, but based on my observation, it doesn't seem like that's a problem here in Manila at all. There is literally a Starbucks every few blocks, and I will say that they seem to have a much better loyalty program than I'm used to. I'll get to that in a future diary when I visit Starbucks Reserve in Tagaytay. Now heading to Uptown Mall, I was here much earlier in the day to get the pandesal, but all the other stores don't open until 11 a.m. I believe during the holiday season, the malls open an hour later to give priority to work traffic and push shopping traffic, which increases a lot during the Christmas season. Oh, and right there is the first ever Tesla dealership in the Philippines. The Tesla Flagship Experience Center was just opened in early November 2024. Another escalator up was the rooftop level of Uptown Mall. Again, I was here earlier in the morning, but it was nice to see it during the daylight. Oh, and I was a little winded there because the escalators weren't running, and I don't think they did until later on in the day. Definitely by 11 a.m. for sure. There was a little chapel and another Starbucks right next to it, no surprise. I took the time to just sit and soak in the sun and sights as a nice, cool breeze flowed through the open space. I then met with my uncle and we bought a few grocery items from the marketplace, which was located in the basement level of the mall. It was a small grocery store, but it had all the essentials. Okay, it's Mitsukoshi Mall time, and I've been so eager to see it. It is the first Japanese mall in the Philippines that opened almost exactly 2 years ago, on November 18, 2022. It had a department store feel like a Nordstrom or a Macy's or even an SM store in the Philippines, but also very much like a mall with individual stores alongside a walkway. I saw Japanese brands mixed with non-Japanese luxury global brands, and There was a food court in the lower level, which I unfortunately didn't get to go to. I made my way to the Jordan Manila store where I got Nathan a pair of Air Jordan 4 Retro, which looked really cool. And then after a few minutes walk, I reached Bonifacio High Street with its famous 3D screens. This area definitely gave off New York City vibes with super interesting stores like this eyeglass store called Gentle Monster with a huge hyper-realistic sitting statue of a giant. And if you can't go to Venice and its canals, then, bring Venice to you. This is the Venice Grand Canal Mall here in BGC. And while, yes, this is a mall with stores and restaurants, it has as its main attraction a beautiful canal with crystal clear blue waters and gondola rides. Venice Grand Canal Mall knew it was surrounded by other top-notch malls in BGC, so it was definitely not short of specialty stores like this store full of Japanese toys and stuffed animals. And many restaurants there offered delicious multinational cuisines. We ate here at Buddy's, which was a Filipino restaurant serving delicacies from the various regions of the Philippines. It was a very visually appealing venue, very lively, and their theme was that it was a town fiesta every time you dined there.
Tamis.
BGC really came alive at night. I mean, it was awesome during the day, no doubt, but at night people were off work and were enjoying their time off with what the city had to offer. And with the Christmas season, the whole place was lit up. Well, that was it for me for the night. And tomorrow I'm checking out SM Aura. Alright, finally made it to SM Aura. The mall was about a mile and a quarter, or around 2 kilometers from the condo. It took me about 8 or so minutes to walk there, which wasn't bad. SM Aura was probably one of the largest malls in the BGC area. Certainly nowhere near the size of SM Mall of Asia or Mega Mall, but compared to Uptown Mall, Mitsukoshi, and Grand Venice Canal Mall that I've been to recently, it was certainly a decent size. It had a cinema, a convention center, and lots of mid to high-end stores. And oh, I was so excited to see this taho kiosk at the lower level floor of the mall. Now, for those unfamiliar, taho is a warm, soft tofu that's sweetened by brown sugar syrup and tapioca pearls. It's typically sold in the streets of neighborhoods by a vendor yelling taho in the very early hours of the morning. It definitely reminded me of my childhood growing up in the Philippines, so I was super nostalgic eating it. Just a couple of blocks from SM Aura is Market Market. It's definitely another shopping venue, but it has more of a local feel, with a good part of it being out in the open with bazaars, kiosks, and many eating areas. BGC lacks the street food vendors that are normally part of the city, so this part of Market Market looks to be a good alternative to taste the local fare. I went to George and Ani's to once again see my nieces and nephew. The last time I saw them was in 2016, so while yeah, I've seen them on social media, there was really no replacing seeing them in person. It was so amazing to see them all grown up, having careers, and in college or going to college. Catching up with them made our dining experience at George and Ani's even more incredible. They served a delicious Filipino meal in a very homey setting. It was perfect because then I got to ask each of them all about what's been going on in their business, which I'm sure they loved. And here we are, just enjoying each other's company. Thank you to my niece Lolly, who was sitting next to me, and for arranging such a heart and belly warming reunion. To end the night, and to my surprise, there were fireworks literally right outside my window. I understand that they do this every weekend in November and December, but wow, the one weekend I'm in BGC, I happen to just be in the right place to see the fireworks launch right outside my window. This place was just out of this world, and I am so grateful to have experienced it. Thank you for letting me share my BGC experience with you, and stay tuned for more travel diaries from my trip, where I share my experiences in Intramuros, Binondo, and Tagaytay. Thanks for watching!